yeah, so I spruced up a little bit for you guys. Did a little hair tab and my nails over here just for you guys. Let me just put this far away a little bit. You can see me perfect. So today I just wanted to do a small video about some of my biggest culture shocks when I moved to the US. So first things first, I moved to the US in 2015. That was, yeah, January the 27th of 2015. It's been 8 years. Wow, time is gone. But yeah, so once I moved here, there was, of course, everyone who moves from like a different country to another country, there are things you see and you're like, oh my god, culture shocks are there. So these are some of my biggest culture shocks for sure. And number one, if I can open my notes, I think my number one biggest culture shock was how polite and friendly people are. Well, I live in Dallas, Texas, or the city north of Dallas called McKinney. But being in Texas as a southern state, there's what is referred to as southern hospitality. And I did not know what that entails until, I guess, and until I was here. Having lived in Nairobi for 6 years, you learn to mind your business as you're walking in the streets of Nairobi. Even when you're like at the store, at the grocery store, whatever you are, you mind your business. Unless you meet someone that you know, you don't go talking to people. You don't go saying hi because you're going to be looked at like you're crazy. So when I came here and I'm at the store and random people are talking to me and they're saying hi and they're being friendly and I'm like, what are we doing? Why? It was such a shocking to me, like a random person opening the door for me. Like if you're entering like a building or something, they open the door for you and they keep it open until you pass, and everyone is just so nice and friendly and polite. And that was the complete opposite of what I was used to in Nairobi. It's like you're on your own. You fall, you're on your own. A door will bang in your face or something like that. It's like, to each their own. So that was one of my biggest ones. And I, with time, I think I've learned how to indulge. Because at first, if someone talked to me, I'd be like, don't talk to me. I'd just say, and go away. But now, after 8 years of living in America, I find myself being the one starting conversations, especially if I find like a mom. Like, you just start having random conversations and people become friends that way. It's so weird. Like, oh my god, your baby is so cute. How old are they? And you start talking and you talk for hours. I hate small talk, but I have come to be that person. So I guess it's a good thing and a bad thing. I mean, I do love the politeness. I love the, whether it's coming from a place of, good intention or not, it's nice. It makes you feel good. It feels like you're not a stranger. It feels like, you're welcome in that moment. So that was my first one. The second one, in Nairobi, when you're driving, most times, I don't know if the cops still do this, but cops will pull you over and then they will find fault for you. Sometimes they'll pull you over because you're speeding or something, but if they see that you're not, coughing up something, they'll find fault for you. They'll just stop cars randomly and find fault. I realized here a cop could be driving behind you for miles and miles, and if you're not doing anything wrong, if you're not driving past speed limit, they're not going to stop you. So you only get stopped or pulled over when you're actually doing something. And I've been pulled over twice. Actually, in the 8 years I have lived in America, I've been pulled over 3 times. The first time I was driving a rental car. It was very early when I started driving here. I was driving a rental car and I had no idea that the headlights were on. So the cop pulled me over and I was like, oh my god, what did I do? And they're like, do you know you're driving with your headlights on? I'm like, I don't even know, there's a new car. I didn't even know it's like, you're not supposed to drive with your headlights on. I had no idea that that's wrong. That's something that can get you a ticket. So that was the first one. The second one, I was speeding for sure. I was speeding from an exit, got a ticket, paid for that one, had to do defensive driving classes. The third one, I was also speeding. Yeah, 3 times, and I've gotten it taken care of for 8 years. I think that's not too bad, but you literally only get pulled over when you're actually doing something wrong. The third one, when you go to the grocery store, self-checkout, and so many grocery bags. I think back then in Kenya, when they had plastic bags, because nowadays they don't allow any plastic bags, and nowadays I see people taking their own like bags for shopping that are not plastic, and I think that's a really, first of all, that's a really good thing that they banned plastic. That's A1, that's A1 for the government. But you would go to whatever groceries you got, they would pack for you everything like in one, maximum 2 bags. I mean, depending on how much shopping you have, but they wouldn't give you like many bags. It's like once one is completely full and stuffed, then they'll take another one. And when I came to America, I realized they will pack, sometimes they could pack each item in its own bag, and by the end of the time you're getting home, you have like 1,000,001 bags, because they packed everything, like almost a single item in every bag. And that didn't make sense to me. I'm like, you're wasting bags, like where are they coming from? And then the self-checkout, I'm like, so you want me to take my groceries to this place and check myself out without a cashier? That just didn't make sense to me. But nowadays, self-checkout, when you have few items, the best. Ooh, this one is my favorite one. I want to talk about this for a minute. Let's talk about school in America. Oh my god. First of all, let's talk about school in Kenya. If you've been to any higher learning education, it's a lecture. That's why they're called lecturers. You go for a lecture, so you're going to sit down to be lectured, especially if you were in a field of study that like I was, that was so much theory. There was a lot of lecturing, a lot. If you talked, if there was any talking between the teacher and the student, it was to answer a question or to ask a question that is related to what it is that we are studying. I came to America and I went to my first college, and I was so surprised. I don't even know what I can say. It was such a new experience to me that we are seated in class, but for the entire duration of the class, if it was like say an hour, we've literally like actually done classwork material for like 20 minutes because of the talking. Oh my god, it was so crazy for me to even fathom it. Like people, like the students and the teacher would just engage in banter, and they would talk and talk, and they're not talking about anything what it is that we are studying. Talking about my mama did, my brother did, she did what, you know what had happened was, stories upon stories upon stories, and I'm like, God, this is our class. I was so surprised. I'm like, God, people really talk to the teacher like this? We came here to study, we came here to be taught. I'm used to lecture. I guess not. But you know, it's all good. It's all good. We made it. And I you know, in the beginning I could not for the life of me engage in those conversations, because I'm like, why are we wasting time? We came here to study. It's just our mentality, and I don't know where it came from. So I never engaged in any banter. But now put me in a class and I will engage in a banter. Maybe not. I'm still, that's still in me. So anyway, that talking, still surprises me till today. The second part about school in America, higher learning. Once again, akikama, if you went to school in Kenya and you went to like higher learning, say I went to the University of Nairobi, give respect to where respect is due. And guys, I'm even getting anxious when I talk about this. The exams, how we used to do it, you would do a whole semester. Correct me if I'm wrong, I think we used to do a midterm and an end term. But that end term, it is everything you have learned in that semester, every single thing, and it's a lot. Because remember, you've not been talking in class, so you've been covering the syllabus like back to back. You've completed the whole syllabus, and you're doing several classes. And so at the end of the semester, you sit down and you're given, sometimes you're given just 6 questions, and you're told choose 5 out of the 6, and out of those 5, each one is 20 points because the total is 100 points. So you're supposed to choose 5, and each question is 20 marks. For you to get those 20 marks, my friend, you're given this booklet, this thick, and you write and write and write and write. You write until you get out. You write and write some more. That time, so that means you have to study and study, and you don't even know what's going to be tested. I have so much respect for people who graduated and passed and did so well in their college exams, because it's not easy. And then I come to America. I mean, I'm doing an undergraduate, and I'm in the university. Well, I'm in college, it's not the university, but it's college. And guess what? The professor will give you an exam review. Yes, they give you an exam review. They tell you what will be tested. Sometimes they go over question by question what will be tested. Ah, can you imagine? They tell you what will be tested, the questions or the topics that will be tested. And 2, it's multiple choice questions. Where did you hear? At the higher learning, they give multiple choice. If you have it's just, there's no, I mean, the essay part's very minimal. Out of a whole exam, you probably have like 1 or 2 questions you're told describe what value engineering is. 2 points. I mean, who can't do that? 2 points better than 20 points. Multiple choice answers and exam reviews. Why would you fail? Like, why? I'm sorry, I think I don't know if it's not a privilege even. It's just like from Kenya we were taught to study everything from beginning to the end of the book, because you don't know what will be taught. So you learn so much, and then here you come and you get an exam review and a multiple choice. I'm just saying, Maisha London. This is Maisha London. What else do you want? I think that really motivated me to go back to school, because I was like, I gotta get this. I gotta see this for myself. I love it here. Anyway, thank God for education in America, because it's gonna help me keep my 4.0 GPA hopefully till the end. And my baby just woke up, so I'm gonna pause here, go take care of my baby, and I will be back to finish, because I still have a few more to go. But this is good stuff. I hope you like it. Please comment below and tell me if you've moved to a foreign country. It doesn't have to be the US. If you've moved from Kenya or from your original country and went to another country, any culture shocks that you have experienced. I really want to see them. I want to hear them. So please, and also subscribe and share, like this video. I'll be back. So taking a small break to give baby his lunch, and he loves it. Yum yum. Yay! Of course, she's watching some Cocomelon because. Oh, you want some more? Some more? Yum yum. Good boy. For those who did not ask, this is a combination of squash with mixed veggies. That's broccoli, cauliflower, carrots, and like 1 or 2 potatoes. Yes, that's it. And ground beef. God, I forgot. And ground beef. So that's what he's having. I try to give him a meat protein for lunch and a plant protein for dinner. And I think I may have said this before in another video. I don't know if I'm repeating myself, I apologize, but yeah, we do. I just kind of want to give him not too much meat and not too much plant protein, so he can have a little bit of both. And then, because yeah, you agree? You agree? That's just how I do it. There's no method to my madness, really. It's just something my gut instinct says to do. And sometimes as a mother, it's all about your gut instinct, what it tells you to do. So do what you gotta do, okay? I'm back. Baby is fed and he's fine. I have just 2 more, and I know there's a lot more, but I just have 2 more and I'll end this video here. Not here, there. Just kidding. So the other one, I don't know how many I've already said, but the other one is you realize people in America work a lot. When I came here, I lived with my parents and I could go for days. We're living in the same house, but I could go for days before I saw my dad. Because people work, it's kind of like a 24-hour economy. People are always working, especially if you work in like the medical field. So there's night shifts and all these kind of shifts. So if you're not working a regular 8 to 5, it's very possible that you're not gonna see somebody. Because I would get up, my dad would get up early before me, and I would go to bed before he comes home and that stuff, and we would go for days without seeing each other. So yeah, it is possible for you to live in the same house with somebody and you just pass each other and don't see them. And a lot of people who are married, and this is another point, daycare is expensive because we don't have the luxury of nannies like y'all have in Kenya. Let me tell you guys, if there's something I am craving is just being able to have a nanny to help me take care of like my baby and stuff. Just, you know how you guys live with a nanny. If I had someone that I paid, say even $100 a month, that's just kidogo, even say $200 a month, I would take it. I would take it because it's not easy. You come to America and you realize how people are doing it. People are really struggling. A lot of couples who have young kids, and daycare is probably not an option because it's super expensive. One takes a day shift, the other one takes a night shift, and so once the first parent comes home, the other one is leaving to go to work. So you barely spend time with each other, but your kids don't have to go to daycare because, again, it's expensive. So yeah, I mean, those are like two things in one. Mainly people pass each other. Like some people don't get to see each other. Even the fact that we live in the same city, we don't always see each other. Like it's possible to go for so long without seeing someone that you live in the same city with, because people are always so busy. People are always working. I think that's the one thing I've realized in America. People are always working. It's so hard to me. Like you have to really schedule out meetings, and you really have to schedule them out, but we manage somehow we manage. And my last one is I came to America, and that is when I realized, hiya, I'm black. Because in Kenya it's like euphoric, everybody looks like you, Zungus and all that. So those are the odd people, those are the odd ones, they're the minorities. But now you come here and you're a minority, and not just any minority, you are a black woman. And anytime I have to fill out forms and like check black, African American, I'm just a Kenyan. But no, you live in America, you're black. The issues that have faced and continue to face African Americans and black people, I'm gonna face them. My son is probably gonna face them too. And now you have to unlearn, because I've realized a lot of Kenyans, when they come here, they live in a bubble. You want to live in that Kenyan bubble that everything is fine, how we treat each other, like, we are the same. No, you're living in America. You're gonna, you will be subject to systematic racism or whatever disadvantages have faced black people in America. There's so much unconscious bias, and it comes to, by the way, we need a lesson on unconscious bias. People, we all need it. It's affecting everybody. If Prince Harry can acknowledge that he had a lot of unconscious bias, and it's called unconscious for a reason, we need to unlearn unconscious bias, because it is affecting people, and we do it too. When someone just comes to me, oh my God, your hair is so unique. What? There's a lot. Google unconscious bias and you realize. I did a training on unconscious bias. I never realized how bad it was. And a lot of us Kenyans, when we come here, we live in a bubble, and we don't accept that we are now not just Kenyans, but we are black people. We are minority times 2, So acknowledging that aspect just helps you not to be ignorant to things that are happening to you and to address them. And you have to stand up for your child. I've realized even in like taking my baby to the hospital or the pediatrician's office, we had to actually switch a pediatrician because of this reason. Like they don't take you so seriously. Like there's so many small things, systematic things that affect Black people, and you have to be very aware and alert that just because you're Kenyan in America does not mean you're immune. It doesn't only happen to African Americans, it happens to every person who is Black in abroad. But just being aware, even though you so that you know how to address people, how to address certain situations. I'm learning how to advocate for myself and my child more, because people are not out here like willingly advocating for me or my child. Like when I'm pregnant and stuff, if I want something done, I have to really advocate. No, I want it done, get it done, So anyway, yeah, I realized I'm Black and I came to America, and I'm done with my rant. This video has gone way longer than I wanted to go, but I hope you got something. Please do comment down below if there is any culture shocks that you have experienced. I want to hear it. I want to know, what do you think? If have experienced what I've experienced, I want to hear your thoughts. Please do comment. Also like and subscribe, please. Again, I'm gonna keep preaching this. I really don't like asking this, but please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will continue giving you content and creating more content for you guys. Till the next video, bye bye.